Okay, y'all, so I have some crazy breaking news. So Hulk Hogan has passed away at the age of 71 now. Now, TMZ reported that he passed away today after suffering from cardiac arrest in his home in Clearwater, Florida. Now, emergency responders were called to the scene early this morning, but unfortunately, he was pronounced dead on arrival. Now, if you grew up watching wrestling like me, you already know this man was the blueprint. Hulk Hogan was literally the face of WWF before it became WWE. That whole Hulkmania era, that was him. The red and the yellow, the flexing, that was all part of his legacy. He wasn't just a wrestler. This man was a pop culture icon. He did movies, reality shows, endorsements. He was everywhere. Even people who didn't watch wrestling knew who Hulk Hogan was. That's how big he was. But later on, as time went on, Hulk Hogan became a controversial figure. I mean, he ended up getting caught calling his daughter's black boyfriend racial slurs. Now, he did come out and apologize. He said that he was really going through things, but you know how that is. You really can never come back when you say things like that. Now, we don't have much information at the moment. No official statement from his family yet. No public comments from the WWE. But I do remember a few weeks ago, his wife Sky had to come out and deny rumors that he was in a coma. She said his heart was strong and that he was recovering from surgeries. Now, TMZ had reported last month that there were rumors that he was on his deathbed, but at the time, sources said he was just dealing with symptoms from a neck procedure he had back in May. But it seemed like all the rumors were true and his wife was just trying to save face, which I understand, because when you're losing your husband, the last thing you want to deal with is the public. So I completely understand her downplaying the situation, because of course your husband is dying. You really don't want to have to deal with the media. But one thing I wanted to touch on real quick, y'all know how they say they go in threes. So we just lost Malcolm. And then if y'all didn't know, Ozzy Osbourne passed away the other day too. And now boom, here comes the third death, Hulk Hogan. But you know what, y'all? I don't want nobody else to be added to the list because there's no telling who would be next. But I want to know, what do you guys feel about Hulk Hogan passing away? But moving on to the next story. Okay, you guys, so we need to talk about what just happened with Glorilla, because this is not what we wanted to see today, okay? So literally just a few hours ago, Glorilla got arrested in Georgia. She got booked on some serious charges. We're talking felony possession of a controlled substance and felony possession of marijuana over 1 ounce. Now, details surrounding the arrest remain unclear, but police did confirm she was taken into custody and released later after posting a $22,000 bond. Now, this is under Georgia law, so they don't play about stuff like that down there. Now, the exact punishment will depend on factors like whether this is her first offense for these specific charges, the exact amounts involved, and what type of controlled substances were found. But we're definitely looking at potential prison time, anywhere from 1 to 10 years just for the marijuana charge alone, plus whatever the controlled substance charge carries. And this isn't her first time getting caught up. Last year, she ended up getting pulled over and charged with the DUI, also in Georgia, and she's still dealing with that situation. But this is the thing, Glorilla has been on a roll lately. Like, she has been killing it in the music game. She's been collaborating with a bunch of major artists. Her songs are always charting. She has a solid fan base. I mean, again, she's been killing it. Now, let me break down what this girl is potentially throwing away. First off, we know that Glo has been that girl for years. Since 2022, she dropped F&F, and then she came with Tomorrow featuring Cardi B with the remix, and it seems like her career has been up from there. Now, in 2024, more recently, she came out with Yeah Glo and Wannabe featuring Megan Thee Stallion. Now, both of these hits peak within the top 40 of the Billboard Hot 100. Now, that's not just chart success, that's mainstream success. Now, she also gets about 24 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and her debut album, Glorious, earned the highest opening week for a female rapper in 2024. And that same album also debuted at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 200. Now, 5 songs from that album landed on the Billboard Hot 100, which means she's not just having one-hit wonders. years, she's having consistent success. She also nabbed 2 Grammy nominations, and the girl is only like 2.5 years in the game, okay? So this is just fresh out the box, because when you think about it, she's still a new artist, but it doesn't feel that way because all we're hearing is hit after hit from this girl. Now think about it, y'all. All of that success she's built up, all of that momentum that she's built up, she's putting all of that on the line when she gets herself into these type of situations. And I heard that Georgia don't play when it comes to drug charges. I mean, when you're talking 1 to 10 possible years just for that marijuana charge alone, it gets scary. Not to mention all the endorsements that she could lose in the future because of the situation. But when you have the talent that Glorilla have, I mean, let's be real, you cannot afford to be making moves that could potentially throw it all away. But I wish Glorilla the best. I hope she can get all of this handled to where she will not have to spend any time in jail. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this crazy situation. But that's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.
That was the quickest 3 trilogy death I've ever seen in my life. I know we always say death comes in 3s, but nigga, I didn't mean like literally. Usually we gotta wait a couple of days, you know what I'm saying? Wait around, see who about to die. Them niggas died in tandem. Doop, doop, doop. I do feel like this is partially our fault because I don't know, something about Malcolm Jamal Warner dying. For some reason, we was all talking about death coming 3s, death coming 3s. You know, they say death coming, like we our goddamn grandparents. Whole time, we're doing a fucking spell. I don't think I've ever seen celebrities die this close together since when Farrah Fawcett died right before Michael Jackson. And if I'm not mistaken, the OxyClean after that. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I remember him dying in tandem with somebody, but I can't remember the year. But I want to say it was him. And I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't feel like the portal is truly closed. I don't think we're done yet. I think Malcolm was an isolated event. I think that man, it was untimely. It was unfortunate. Scary. However, it was not a part of this trilogy.
Okay, I don't know exactly what's going on this week, but now Hulk Hogan is dead. TMZ just reported that he has passed away at the age of 71. I had no idea he was that young. Earlier this morning, medics were dispatched to his home in Clearwater, Florida, with operators stating that it was regarding a cardiac arrest. There have been rumors for a while that Hulk was on his deathbed, but there was nothing confirmed, and even his wife Sky said that there was nothing like that going on. He was just recovering from recent surgeries. To be honest, I don't feel any type of way about this news. I didn't grow up idolizing Hulk Hogan. I watched Hogan Knows Best, but that's pretty much the extent of it. The deep dive that I did on this family a couple years ago was actually my highest viewed TikTok video ever. So it's kind of weird being here years later knowing that he's passed away at the age of 71. It's just a little bit shocking between Ozzy Osbourne and now Hulk Hogan. I don't know what's going on. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be feeling the loss of Hulk Hogan today.
It happens in 3s. We just lost one of the biggest names the wrestling world has ever known. Hulk Hogan has passed away at the age of 71 after going into cardiac arrest. And whether you watched him in the 80s or just grew up hearing the name, you know how big this is. This man wasn't just a wrestler. He was wrestling. He main evented the first ever WrestleMania. He body slammed Andre the Giant in front of 93,000 fans. He made Hulkamania a global phenomenon. For an entire generation, Hulk Hogan was the face of professional wrestling. The red and yellow, the 24-inch pythons, the what you gonna do, brother. He turned the WWF into a cultural force. He made wrestling mainstream. And if you were a kid in the 80s and early 90s like I was, you didn't just watch Hogan, you played as him on the old Nintendo, button mashing the WWF WrestleMania, trying to drop the big leg on King Kong Bundy or the $1 Million Man. He wasn't just a wrestler, he was our superhero. And when it seemed like his time had passed, he reinvented himself in WCW as Hollywood Hogan and changed the game again with the NWO. That move didn't just give his career a second life, it helped spark the biggest ratings war wrestling has ever seen.
Yeah, I know we said that stuff comes in 3s, but we were not expecting this. Hulk Hogan died, y'all. Now, I know I've said I hate TMZ, but they were the first to post about this, and everybody's starting to post about it. He passed from an alleged heart attack. I'm saying alleged because they got the dispatch, everything. I don't want to be posting that. Am I saying we should feel bad for the racist passing? No. I'm just saying, it's been a hell of a week. Malcolm Jamal Warner passes on Sunday after a drowning incident while on vacation with his family in Costa Rica. Ozzy Osbourne passes away on Tuesday due to health complications. Now you got Hulk Hogan pass away from an alleged heart attack. And I know the superstitious, conspiracy theory, tinfoil people are about to have a time today. I know who to pray for in this case. The ex-wife don't F with him like that. The daughter don't F with him like that. Was him and his son still talking? Most definitely the orange demon's gonna say something because he was at his doggone rally. I don't know. But yeah, crazy times we living in. Crazy, unprecedented, scary times. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, Yeah, I don't know how to address this at all. Wow.
Death is literally in the air. Hulk Hogan has been reported to have passed due to cardiac arrest, according to TMZ. And this, I never want people to pass away. But when Hulk Hogan was here, he was a raging racist. There's plenty of examples, plenty of on record moments where he said the N-word with a hard R. I'm just saying. But rest in peace, I guess.
Apparently, Hulk Hogan just passed away too. First Ozzy, now Hulk Hogan. This is an awful week. But if those two passing isn't enough of a reason for you to drink from now until the end of the weekend to celebrate their lives, then you need to grow up.
Hulk Hogan has passed away. At the age of 71 years old, Hulk Hogan has passed away. Now, I was never the biggest Hulk Hogan fan, but to deny his importance into professional wrestling history and to deny the impact he had on professional wrestling would be a little bit insane. We probably don't have the WWE today without this guy. He was the super babyface formula that a lot of people had, even though he took it from basically Buddy Rogers. But this man, paved the way for pro wrestling to be where it's at. He was the guy that Vince McMahon trusted to put the company on his back, become a multiple-time world champion, had reigns that are unheard of in wrestling today, even though Roman Reigns just did one very close to it. But realistically, he is going to be remembered, and he's going to be on many people's Mount Rushmores and all that stuff. I was never a Hulk Hogan fan personally. I never really lived in that timeline. I also have way too many friends that this guy did not like. So to me personally, it is what it is. Everybody dies, not everybody lives. But, I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to be very upset about this. A lot of people grew up with them with him as their hero. And he is, a big reason why we're all here together with WWE today. So.